Hey everyone, and welcome back to the smoking section. Today is going to be a little bit different from what I normally do. I do have a few tips and tricks videos that you can see if you look at the channel, but today I thought that this was something that I just learned recently, and if you haven't known about this or anything to that effect, today is a good video for you. And today we're going to be going over how this, yes, this is a piece of white bread, how this relates to this, a cigar. So we're going to go ahead and go over some of these things today, and hopefully you enjoy the video. So as you can tell by the title in the video, are cigars gluten-free? To me, I'm going to be honest with you, I never really looked too much into it until I was asked by a good friend of mine to pick up some cigars for a get-together that he's having, and one of the guys had actually asked if I could get him a gluten-free cigar. And I will be honest with you, I laughed a little bit. Not just for the sheer fact of I thought it was a stupid question, but I never really thought too much about it. For me, I never really looked too much into how something like this, a piece of white bread, would ever relate to a cigar. And until you really kind of do your research on it, and I'm going to wind up putting this over here for a second, but until you really kind of do your research on it, there's a lot of things that you can learn. Now, why is this important? Well, there's going to be some facts in here today that I'm going to wind up reading you a little bit, and I did make a couple banners for this so that way you could kind of read along with me. So for those of you that don't know, bread has gluten in it. And why does that matter? Well, because for somebody that you may know or you yourself would know, gluten is a very serious thing to somebody that has celiac disease. And what is celiac disease, do you ask? Well, celiac disease is a disease in which the small intestine is hypersensitive to gluten, leading to difficulty digesting food. Well, why does that matter? I mean, you're only smoking a cigar. You're not eating the cigar. You're not doing anything with it. And just like you probably think, I thought the same thing. I'm smoking a tobacco leaf. Tobacco doesn't have gluten in it. Well, actually it does, which is something that I found out. Now, if you're asking me, well, what has gluten? Well, here's another little bit of facts. Gluten is found in wheats, barleys, and ryes. So if you were one of those people that said, okay, well, I'm gluten-free, so I'll just kind of stay away from beers and anything that gets made with wheat, barley, or rye. You might not know that your cigar has wheat, barley, or rye in it. Primarily wheat, though. So cigar manufacturers and a lot of cigar manufacturers wind up using a wheat-based paste. And that was really kind of good that I did that on the first try. A wheat-based paste to roll the tobacco leaves in, which I never knew. So basically, to try and keep everything stuck together and keep it in its form, it just doesn't get rolled and stayed rolled once it happens. They actually use a paste to keep everything together. So if you do have celiac disease or even sensitivity to any sort of wheat, barley, or rye, and you didn't know that, every time you lit up a cigar and you wound up feeling kind of sick, you always blamed it on the cigar, that may not be the case. Depending on how severe your allergy to wheat-based products would be, celiac disease affects everybody quite differently. Some people might just have a restroom issue. Some people could get, deathly sick, severe vomiting, might even have to go to the hospital for it. So yes, even though it's a very light coat of a wheat-based paste going on the cigar, you're still ingesting that smoke ever so slightly. Now, some people can actually get away with, if you get a burger and you wind up just taking the burger off of the bun you'd still be okay because you're only, maybe taking a crumb or two, which isn't going to affect you too much. But some people can't even have any bread or wheat or barley or rye even touch their food, be on the same surface as their food. So it really kind of affects everybody differently. Now, within my research of doing this, it is sad to say, but there is no cure for celiac disease. Um, there might be later in the future, and there are some pills, almost like a lactate pill, that you can take to kind of help lessen the effects of celiac disease, but there is no cure for it. So if you've ever smoked one of these and you wound up getting really, really sick afterwards, and you thought, oh my God, that cigar just absolutely killed me, I don't understand why, it's just tobacco product. Well, I hate to tell you this, but it's not just tobacco. And I will be the first to admit, I was very, very shocked and surprised about this. Like I said, I kind of laughed a little bit because I was like, that is the craziest thing I ever heard. It's not like a cigarette where it has some chemicals in it and a filter and rolling paper and all these other things that go into that. It's just straight tobacco. Well, I was wrong. And, that's something that I wanted to kind of educate everybody on because, like I said, it either is affecting you yourself or somebody that you know. And it's a serious enough thing that you're going to have to be careful on it, especially if you wind up, for me, I have a wedding coming up. If I wind up doing a cigar bar at my wedding, it's something that you really kind of have to think about because it could affect more than just the one or two people that you may know. It could affect multiple people at that. So you're probably sitting here going, well, Sean, you told us all the negative things about this, but what's your point? My thing is right now, since there is no cure for this, and if you are a lover of cigars in general, and you do have a form of celiac disease, whether it's very severe or not as severe, are there any things that you can do as a cigar lover to keep doing the thing that you like and enjoy, I don't want to say the sport, but the activity in which, you love so much? There are a few things you can do. So one of them being you could try and find a cigar company that will roll your own cigars for you. I know for my wedding, I'm looking into a company that makes custom cigars. You can put your blends and flavors together. To try and make something really nice. They do their own banding for you for that occasion. You can try and ask them, hey, look, can you make me a cigar with a vegetable based paste that wouldn't affect any of my people? And here's some of the solutions for this. So you would either ask them, or if you want to try and roll your own, which from what I see isn't that hard to do, it's just very time consuming. And there will be links in the description for all this information that I've found for some of the research that I wound up doing. But what I have right down here is the vegetable paste or a pectin or guar gum or guar beans, like a based paste. A lot of these things that you see in here aren't going to be wheat, barley, or rye based pastes. Much like if you were to go ahead and use a substitute flour for if you were to do fried chicken or breading for any sort of meat, you would be doing almost like an imitation brand of that you're trying to do away with, which would be like the wheat, barley, or rye. These three options were the only ones that I was really able to find. Now, there could be more out there, but a lot of the times if you go on Google and you look up, gluten-free cigars, they have a lot about celiac disease and people asking, is there a gluten-free cigar brand out there? Have I found one yet? No, I haven't. I've been doing research on this for at least a couple of days now, kind of trying to figure out where I could go, where I could find some of this information to make this video. Why am I making this video? Because I feel as though it's really important to, try and get this information out there because I love my cigars so much. And if I were to ever get to the point where I wound up having celiac disease, I would love somebody to have a solution for me. This right now is the best solution that I can try and bring to you. Uh, and that's not saying that there's not more out there or somebody that hasn't already started trying to roll their own cigars with a different type of paste. Um, but right now, for as small as I am, this is the best thing that I can try and bring to you. So vegetable paste, pectin, and Guar Gum or Guar beans would be the type of paste that you would want to use for either rolling your own cigars or asking a company if they can make the paste to make you your own cigars. A lot of people have said, that I've read on that, oh, well, I kept getting sick after smoking a cigar. I found out that it had a wheat-based paste on it. I do have celiac disease. I guess I shouldn't be smoking either. So it kind of helped me out in the long run. I just don't want to see anybody go to like a Swisher Sweets, which I'm not sure. There was a lot of debate on whether or not Swisher Sweets use that same paste. I know that Black and Milds wind up using almost like a construction paper, which is really, really bad for you. And it's almost like smoking potpourri because of the flavor, like the red wine. It's been a while since I've had a Black and Mild, but I just want to see everybody kind of take a good route in it. So if you're looking at this as in your good route would be to probably quit smoking cigars, that is your own choice, if I can say that correctly. If you're really passionate about cigars like I am, and you still want to at least smoke them to enjoy it. Now, obviously, if you wound up going with a regular tobacco and you wound up picking up pipe, as anybody might have seen on the Facebook page or on Instagram, I have brought out my pipe for the summer. You can go with a nice tobacco that doesn't have any paste to it. It's just straight cut tobacco with maybe a little bit of flavoring in there, depending on what you like. That could be another option for you for kind of stay out of the cigar with the wheat-based paste. But right now, I wanted to kind of bring this to everybody's attention because it does affect somebody that I love dearly. And, I've always kind of asked this person if they'd ever want to smoke with me. And as much as they said that they never really wanted to smoke, I'm kind of glad that they have that feeling about it, because until I wound up doing this information and doing the reading and getting into it, it was really something that I really would have felt bad about if they wound up getting sick over smoking a cigar. So for me, I felt like this was a good, video to put out. And I'm not sure if this is going to go in the tips and tricks video or just the specialty cigars for different events. Probably going to go in the tips and tricks, but I do think that this was something that, needed to be brought to everybody's attention, just for the sheer fact of it does affect a lot of people. Right now, we're in a time in the world where more people are, trying to stay away from gluten as a living choice. But there are people out there that, have to stay away from gluten. And I feel as though it's really important that, especially in this industry that we either work in or enjoy cigars in, it could affect you. And I wanted to put something out there to kind of show everybody that, hey, this could be something that you would want to look into and kind of do some research on if you've ever had a bad experience. So that was kind of my overall little kind of lesson. Now you can do your own research on some of this and see if there's anything out there that you can find. As I said, I will be putting some links in the description here about the pectin and the Guar Gum, the Guar beans, and the vegetable paste. There will even be a link in there on how to roll your own cigars if this affects you. So these are just some things that I wanted to kind of bring to everybody's attention and do a quick little video. But nevertheless, that's pretty much all that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention today. Obviously, tomorrow is Memorial Day, so I would like to just real quick say thank you to all our vets and all that are not with us anymore for their services. I really appreciate all that you guys do to make things possible for this country, for us. giving me the freedom to do videos like this and the freedom to enjoy my cigars and not have to, sleep with one eye open worrying what's going to happen tomorrow or throughout the night. So I'd like to thank all of our servicemen and women for all that they do and just really show my appreciativeness through thanking them on this video. So if you are a vet, I just want to say thank you so much. If you are watching this video, I love you, I support you, and I just can't thank you enough for making this country as free as it is. So I want to just put that out there real quick. Also, tomorrow being Memorial Day, tomorrow is the first day that we wind up starting the giveaway process of the Finley's Boutique and Smoking Section giveaway. I will be dropping a cigar review tomorrow, and tomorrow starts it. So all you have to do for that is like the video, subscribe, and comment saying that you subscribed, and your name will be put into a drawing for the Finley's Boutique and Smoking Section giveaway. A lot of good prizes out there. The drawing will be drawn at the end of July. So please, if you're watching this video and you want to, definitely check into that, wait for it tomorrow and make sure you like, subscribe, and comment saying you subscribed, and you'll be put in. So with that being said, everybody, I want to thank everybody for watching this video. If you want to do your own research or do a little bit of your own investigating services and comment in this video and tell me what you found, I'll make sure and maybe do an updated video of this cigar review kind of information, and I will do a comment saying so-and-so brought this to my attention. Here's a little add-on to this. So with that being said, everybody, from the Smoking Section, I'm Sean. As always, stay blessed, stay smoking, and I will catch you guys on the next one. From the Smoking Section, this is Sean, signing off.